22 years from when he first graced our screens on Pop Idol, no other than Gareth Gates, the celebrated singer and entertainer, is set to take to the stage. Here he is at Royal Derngate on Wednesday, the 9th of October, with his newly produced show. Gareth Gates sings Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, which promises to be an unforgettable evening of iconic music. And we are delighted to be joined by the one and only Gareth Gates, aren't we?
Morning, Gareth.
Morning, you've made me feel very old there. 22 years ago, wow.
Gareth, I remember being a wee nipper. I can't remember how old I was, maybe 9 or 10, and seeing you on Pop Idol back in the day where it all started with, Will Young in the final. How's your journey and your life been since then?
I'm very fortunate that I've continued to work. 22 years later, I'm as busy as ever. I'm about to go out on tour with a brand new show that I'm producing actually myself, called Gareth Gates Sings Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. We start on the 29th of September and we tour the whole of the UK, places like Manchester, Nottingham, Birmingham, Northampton, Aberdeen, Glasgow, Cheltenham, lots and lots of venues around the UK, so it's exciting.
And we've got the poster on screen there. You're looking very dapper.
Very dapper.
What can fans expect when they come and see the show?
It's a great show. I've been a fan of Frankie Valli for many years now. My parents were big fans, so it was drummed into me as a kid. So all those big hits, Can't Take My Eyes Off of You, Big Girls Don't Cry, Walk Like a Man, Sherry, the list is endless. And so to be producing a show with all those big hits in the same night is going to be great fun.
So 22 years ago, let's go back to 22 years ago. And you're the runner-up of Pop Idol. Mm-hmm. Did you have a dream back then? Was it, because I watched an interview of yours before I think you sang in the auditions.
Sure.
And you said you wanted to help communities and struggling people. Mm. Was that the aim, to sort of give back, or was there a vision of being this sort of worldwide global star?
Well, I'd always wanted to sing and perform. As a child, I couldn't speak at all because of my stammer. And so when I learned I could sing at the age of 8, it was a real release for me, because finally I could express myself. I could get out of my mouth, kind of words that I hadn't been able to do before. Then I learned to play the piano and the guitar again because I could express myself. And so music was everything. And that's why I entered Pop Idol. But I think my greatest achievement was that I heightened the awareness of stammering. And, kind of instilled in people that you can have an affliction, but you shouldn't let that ever hold you back. You can achieve whatever you want to achieve.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how, as you mentioned yourself, it is such a release for you when you perform that the stammer completely disappears, doesn't it? Why do you think that is? Yeah,
there's no sort of scientific answers to that yet, but I think I adopt a different persona when I'm singing or acting. I've done lots of West End shows where I've had to learn script and dialogue, and when I'm acting and speaking on stage, it isn't an issue. I think it's because I adopt a different persona. I wear a mask. I'm not Gareth Gates. I'm whatever role I'm playing.
So you did Celebrity SAS, Who Dares Wins.
I did.
And you won.
Yes.
That's incredible. Tell us about that journey.
It was the best and worst experience of my life.
Oh.
It was great because they push you to your limits physically, mentally, emotionally. And, and that was hard. But, what you get from that, you find yourself in there. And it was a great experience. And to be the last person sort of standing, beating people like Matt Hancock.
Yes. Yes. Getting Gareth.
Yeah.
What did you learn about yourself after that then?
Just we was in there and in the jungle in Vietnam for like 10 days, things like not having your phone or contact with the outside world, and just laying there in your bunk on a night, you know, even that alone, where you default back to your phone kind of scrolling, having that time just to be with yourself and just be like, wow, it was, you know, you really find yourself. And I really found how resilient I am. I think the reason why I lasted until the end and was the only person that sort of passed was because of the hardship I went through as a child. I was badly bullied because of my speech. And every time it got a bit too hard, I had to tap into that and think, well, these DSs, who are the strongest, biggest men you've ever met in your life, they were like pussycats compared to the bullies that, you know, that I went through as a child.
It was another exciting chapter of your life. Let me give you a blast from the past, Gareth. Let me see, we'll show you a clip from back in the day. Have we got that clip? Do you recognise yourself? But not just physically, but kind of, you know, emotionally as well. Do you recognise yourself?
Yeah, it's, you know, that brings back lots of lovely memories. You know, Pop Idol was the first of its kind, well before X Factor and the likes, and so, you know, nobody knew what it was that we were getting into. And you know, to kind of go in blind, as it were, was fun for me because I was that young. You know, and it's served me well now.
Is that something you'd recommend, a competition like that for upcoming singers? And how's your relationship with Simon Cowell these days? Do you still
we bump into each other every now and again at events. I think as long as they're churning out good talent, then, you know, keep them going. But and it was perfect for me, Pop Idol, because, you know, I had my journey with the whole stammering thing and the speech thing, and I think I'd have found it hard to become a pop star without that, because doing interviews is hard, and, you know, people seeing my story all in the one time was good for me.
But we commend you for that, and we think you're incredible.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
We're fast running out of time. Thank you for being with us. You can catch Gareth over the next coming months. Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons. Google it. Thank you, Gareth, for being with us. And thank you guys at home.